Yes, sirree, it's Lilo me, that gal with a shape that drives me ape. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
All right, everybody, it's Bob again. And believe it or not, this is going to be take two. I doubt anybody saw the first video, but apparently there was a glitch that occurred when I was making the video. Um, and I was just like, okay, I'm not happy with that. I'm just going to do it again. Plus, it doesn't seem like I was ready to do this. You know, you fall out of practice when it's been a little while. So I'm going to give it a second shot. And today we're going to be talking about Harley Quinn meets Elvira, the comic crossover we didn't know we needed. I actually think that this is like a great idea, great blend, but I have questions, but overall, it's an okay book. I'm looking forward to more. This is a Dynamite-DC crossover here, and if you put Elvira in anything, I'm generally going to purchase it and be a fan. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in to Harley Quinn X Elvira is the title, I guess, right? I guess that means crossover. Okay, we're going to start here with Harley Quinn asleep and being rudely awakened by the doorbell. She's trying to get dressed but can't because apparently while she was asleep her butt got bigger. So she runs down the steps to find out that it is her Glamazon delivery. Uh, and, you know, that's basically it. I guess that's Amazon. I don't know. We can see here that this stuff contains fishnets and masks and tiaras. Okay. As she's carrying it upstairs, she slips on a banana peel. Well, this is after getting drenched by the delivery truck running through a puddle. So you can tell here that a lot of bad things are happening. All right, to her, she falls down to the bottom of the steps where she runs into some Boy Scouts, and immediately asks them where her cookies are, and they inform her that they are Boy Scouts and not Girl Scouts. It's the Girl Scouts that provide the cookies, but then that seems weird to me that the Boy Scouts were in fact going door to door for some reason. That's not a thing I know Boy Scouts to do, but whatever. She immediately gets angry at them and wants her Minty Slims. So she starts chasing these Boy Scouts who run onto a train. And it looks like Harley tries to run onto the train tits first. So the doors close onto her shirt, driving away and ripping her shirt off, leaving her topless where she flies onto the stage at Carnegie Hall. Um, and there we go. That is the opening to this book. But we find out right after that it was in fact just a dream. And she is telling that to this person. I actually don't know who this is. I don't read the Harley Quinn comics. I have nothing against Harley Quinn. I love the character. I loved her ever since Paul Dini created her. I just don't read the comics. I was assuming that this is grunge. You know, this guy is like short in stature. He's got this haircut. Um, yeah, that's what's coming to mind is that this is Jim Lee's grunge from Gen 13 because they're part of the DC universe now. Anyway, she is telling maybe grunge this story of her dream, and they're wondering why it took place. Like, why did she have this so-called nightmare, as it were? And they run across a poster of Elvira. Okay, and then of course Harley Quinn is a huge fan of Elvira because who isn't, right? And then she immediately starts thinking about uh, that, you know, clicks in her. You know, she realizes why maybe she had this dream was because the night of this big Halloween party, she apparently suffered food poisoning and was apparently puking and shitting all over her bathroom, as we can see here. Uh, and was unable to make it to this Halloween party and apparently has regretted it ever since. So now she thinks that what she needs to do is to have the biggest Halloween party ever, and she's going to get Elvira to come so that everybody else will come, and it will be a huge hit, and that will, of course, fix uh, her regret for not attending this other Halloween party from however many years ago. We have two different artists drawing this. One was reserved for just the dreams and flashbacks, apparently. Okay, that's fine. I actually do like the artwork in this book. We have you know, a nice Harley Quinn here. We have a great Elvira. Um, so yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. So here we cut to Elvira on her show, um, making the same Elvira jokes that you always get. Uh, which is great, awesome. No notes here, right? She finishes up filming when they tell her that the manager or producer wants to see her, and when he calls her in, he offers her a drink and tells her, that he has some bad news, and basically that she's getting fired, the show's getting canceled, and that's it. So now Elvira is back at her lush apartment, talking to her manager, telling her that he has to find her more work because the show has ended and she's going to need something else because she doesn't want to lose, all of this that she has. Also, she apparently had ordered some food, and she's thoroughly into the delivery guy here. As we can see, this is purely, an Elvira thing here. Um, Awesome. Again, no notes, right? Cut back to Harley Quinn. Okay, I really actually like this face here, but this is Harley Quinn telling. I'm thinking this is the Doom Patrol. Um, Again, I have not read newer DC, and things have changed so much. It's hard to know who anybody is, or Um, we also have a talking beaver, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's from the Harley Quinn comics. I don't actually know. But she's telling the Doom Patrol, I guess, about um, her idea for this Halloween party, and that she's going to have Elvira be the host of the event. And she says it's going to be the greatest party ever, and everybody else looks a little skeptical about it. And then they kind of hit her with a dose of reality that, like, how are you going to get Elvira to host your party? Anyway, cut back to Elvira on the set of her show the next day, and it looks like everybody here is hugging and crying, and she's like, "Why is this happening?" She doesn't understand, and basically, this guy's letting her know um, that all of them were fired, and apparently she was lied to about that. Like, they were supposed to keep the crew on for something else, I'm guessing. Um, so she gets upset. She's going to go see this producer and give him a piece of her mind. I really love this picture here. Um, I love that Algonquin has stayed a staple with Elvira all of these years from, the Elvira Mistress of the Dark movie, because I haven't really seen this dog anywhere else. It only tends to pop up in comics, so that's actually pretty awesome. I do love that. Okay, but Elvira goes out to her car. She's going to drive over to this producer's house and give him a piece of her mind. And we have Harley Quinn here. And again, I'm thinking grunge in the back, behind her in this ice cream truck. Okay. So she takes off down the road and she's immediately. Uh, I like the joke. I like the wordplay here or whatever. Harley Quinn's telling him to stay on her fabulous butt. And of course, Elvira's like, "Ooh, I hate when people tailgate me most of the time anyway. Hey, stay off my fabulous butt," right? The jokes play here pretty well, okay? They're watching Elvira pull up to this house and take out a baseball bat. She is going to go in. He is going to go in and, like I said, I guess, beat this guy up. On her way in, she comes across two bodyguards or security, basically. The security is telling her to turn around and walk away. She says it's not going to happen. They pull guns on her. They pull guns on a celebrity, even though, she does have a baseball bat. And they tell her it's time to go. So she does not put up much of a fight there. But she does go to her car and starts rooting around for a deadlier weapon. Now, I do find that funny, but I also am like, this is Elvira. She doesn't actually, she's a celebrity. She doesn't like go around pulling Harley Quinns and killing people. But as she's looking for whatever deadly weapon she can find, Harley Quinn apparently appears with a rocket launcher. Okay, they share some back and forth here, basically saying how much they like each other's look and things like that. And Harley Quinn's like, "Hey, let me take care of your problem for you because I'm such a huge fan of yours or whatever." And she fires this rocket, blowing up this guy's mansion and presumably killing him and maybe whoever else is in there, and also the security. They are abolished. They're gone. And Elvira doesn't really seem to have a problem with this. I know this is all played for comedy, but I don't know. There just seems to be, a thing here. I know that Harley Quinn is a bad guy. Is that still true? Uh, is she now supposed to be more like an anti-hero? I mean, she's with the Joker. You know what I mean? It's like, they're psychotic murderers. Uh, so I don't know. It just seems weird when they try to play Harley Quinn a different way. But basically, you know, she's just like, hey, that was pretty fun. And then Harley Quinn's like, are you hungry? I know a great place to eat. And she's like, sure, let's do this, right? So they go to this diner where apparently the owner of the diner loves Harley Quinn. Again, psychotic murderess, who has friends here and they just treat her like, oh, hey, you're just one of the diner crew. It's all cool. So Harley Quinn sits Elvira down and starts telling her plans for this massive Halloween party that she wants to throw. And she wants Elvira to be the hostess to this event. And Elvira's like, well, of course, it'll be $5,000 a week, and you'll have to provide me with a place to stay or whatever. And Harley Quinn's like, well, of course, that's no problem. I can handle that. And I am pretty sure that Harley does not have 5,000 a week to spend on Elvira. But that is where we leave off. Okay, so it's to be continued. She has gotten Elvira to be the host of her Halloween event. Here we can see that we're getting a second issue. I don't know how many issues are supposed to be in this title. Okay, I'll find out, I guess, as I'm going along. Maybe it's 4 or 5 issues, so that they can do a trade paperback on it. But that was it. That's the end of the first issue here. Kind of wish I had gotten this cover to the book. There's a lot of good covers here that I really like. All of these are awesome, right? All of these are awesome. But like I said in my Fire and Ice video, it seems that Dynamite really goes out of their way to make a lot of covers for these books, to, I guess, really promote it and really push the sales or whatever, which is pretty cool. I like it. So anyway, again, Harley Quinn meets Elvira from Dynamite-DC. I really liked it. I'm going to recommend that you go ahead and pick it up. And I want to thank you guys for watching. And please do me a favor, if you like this video, hit like. It helps my channel grow. And I'm trying to get an audience for my upcoming title, Ghost Girl, that I am currently working on. So please do me that favor. And again, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Well, you little videotape worms, it's time for me to skedaddle. So wind me up and put me back in my box. Until next time, unpleasant dreams.